Hey everybody, welcome back to some more X4. Today, Egosoft released patch 4 for the 3.0 beta. There are a number of cool features in this patch, so not too many though, it's just a patch of the beta, but we'll go through. One of them is improved lighting and glow on the on station modules. Now, I can't tell if this is actually better. I feel like some of these lights I'm noticing now, but this could just be because I'm looking for them. So you may see improved lighting around the stations. Now, one of the biggest changes they added was to the map. So if you go to filter settings, there's a couple things here we can look at. First, we'll do faction colors. So this is kind of the view that you're used to. You have blue and green. There's now an option to show faction colors instead of relation colors. So blue is good, red is bad. Now with faction colors, we have the faction color instead. So that's Invictus. We go down here to HOP. You can easily see the HOP ships. I love this view. It doesn't show your relation with them, but it easily separates whose ship is who. So there's a parentage ship. This is one of those features that I'm surprised hasn't always been there. Maybe it has, and I just didn't know. But it is that checkbox in under the map filters. Another change they made to the map in this patch 4 is with trade filters. So you can now show only your trade. So we'll show, this is the original. So it shows all the buy orders and sell orders. If you do yours only, I only have buy orders out there for ore right now, and I'm selling refined metals and energy cells, which is accurate because I have my station right here doing that. So that's very cool. That will, when things get a little more complicated, make it easier to tell what's going on. And then you can also do others only. So this is everybody else, not including me. And this is everybody else, not including me. Wait, there it is. So that's very cool. These are a couple of great options. All right, let's take a look at another thing they added to the map. Close the trade filters. Well, we can do this over here at this fight. So if you scroll in now, the ships now get outlines. Before, it was just stations that would get outlines. Now, the capital ships. So the Mammoth is a great one to show. You can see the outline of the ship. This is, again, a new feature. While we're here looking at this, they did fix a bug in beta 3. When not in system, it's important to know that the way the game behaves when the player is in a sector versus out of a sector is different. There's a lot to go into with that. That's probably a whole separate video. But there was a bug that prevented turrets from working properly when the player was not in the system. Now they have fixed that, so we can definitely see that working here. These Xenon ships are taking damage, presumably from the turrets on the Mammoth. So that is working. We can also see some ships taking damage in this fight. Things get a little weird out of sector with the spinning and the ship outlines. It's like a little dance they're doing. But you can see the outlines. It's pretty cool. The turrets don't seem to have made much of a difference here yet. But I got a lot of Xenon to take care of. I got a Xenon problem. As always, the stations are visible too. Things stand out a good bit more with the faction colors. So that's very cool. that they'd made some changes with crew lists. So let's take a look at that real quick. Go to information, crew. So this sorting here. So when you end up getting a lot of crew, they made this into a kind of a table. This was not like this before. And now you can sort by role, skill, and all sorts of things. So on these ships with a much bigger crew, this will be very nice. And then you can drill into them. So, and can you right click on them? And then you can right click on them and tell them to work elsewhere for you. So if you have a new trading ship that doesn't have a captain that can support auto trading, this is going to make it a lot easier to find a crew member capable of doing auto trade. However, it's still on a per ship basis as much as I can tell. So you'll still have to go through ships and look. I don't think there is a way to do it universally across all of your employees. That would be nice. Maybe we'll see that coming soon. All right, let's see what else. They did a bunch of fixes. They changed station construction a bit. Let's take a look at that. We'll go into plan build. Oops. Plan build. I am working on this station here. So let's say we want to add, we'll add a storage module here. See, now it only shows 2 lines. Before, if you remember, the two closest good connection points it'll show. Before the lines would be all of them. So it was a bit of a mess. The 2 lines, much more usable. So another great change. It shows where we can put the modules where they'll fit. So if you've never noticed that before or wondered what all the lines were, now it works a little better. So another very cool fix in there. Let's exit out of here. Let's see what else we got here in Beta 4. Just a number of fixes. They fixed the build time issue. I haven't had a chance to test it yet because it is tough to reproduce. But sometimes you may have seen that when you want to build a station module, it'll take an hour and a half. That should be fixed. If it's not, let them know. That was one of the most frustrating issues that I personally ran into. They fixed managers mysteriously disappearing. I know that was bothering some people. Luckily, I never ran into that. Oh, and this is one I recently ran into when building the station. So, here's all my ships coming in. I was like, what was that? If we go into, let's see, let's find a good example here. We'll take this Mercury. Now we can right click on the Mercury and say we're building a new module and we want this Mercury to help build it. So we can go into build storage and assign it. This wasn't working before. Before this was, it just didn't do anything before this patch. So that is fixed. I'm happy to see that because when the NPCs aren't helping you out, sometimes you gotta get your own ships involved. A bunch of more, a lot of other fixes in here. Definitely take a look at the patch notes. I'll include them below. Egosoft is very nice in that they include what patch the lines came in. Fixed several crashes, so if you're suffering from those, hopefully that helped. But other than that, it's a good patch. Some new interesting features. I can't wait to see what's coming next. I love the faction colors, so I can't believe I didn't really miss them before. All right, thanks. I'll talk to you later.